Hello, I'm Brian.
I'm Brittany. My mind just went blank. We both come from places of trials and tribulations, and thankfully, by God's grace, we have made it to where we are today.
I never explored my faith beyond that of God good, devil bad. And so my faith in God languished until I began to consider myself more of an atheist.
I grew up in a small town in Oklahoma where I went to a Free Will Baptist church, but I didn't really have the support for my faith at that point. My mom would talk to me about God and church, and it would just make me angry. Eventually, I met somebody who I thought was the most amazing guy in the world, and there I settled down with him. I started feeling that pull from God to get back into church. So we started attending a local church where I refound my faith in God, and I thought he had too, but he didn't. And after a while, things escalated, and it went from verbal and mental abuse to physical. God gave me the strength to leave that situation using my dog, Aurora. She was the reason that I had to get out of there when he threatened to take her away from me. I packed both the dogs up in the car with me and left for work that morning and didn't look back.
Right out of high school, I did some very stupid, crazy, and dangerous things that got me into a lot of trouble. What started out as pranks and general mischief escalated into bolder and bolder crimes that included vehicle larceny and arson. I did 3 years in jail. I was 22 years old when I got out, and right away I wanted to join the military. Ended up serving for 10 years as a medical lab technician in the United States Army. I saw a lot of our guys get hurt and killed. I got back from Afghanistan in a really dark place. But my mom stuck with me. She called me up one day. She's like, hey, there's somebody I want you to meet. My future wife, Brittany.
We've been with Manna for about a year and a half now, and they have been nothing but supportive and loving through this whole experience. I had the Dudas there to really lift me up and help keep me going, keep me motivated. But then they started introducing me to other people. And eventually we got to a point where, it just felt home. Pastor Chris started the Beatitudes series, and it really got me to thinking, and I wanted to share it with Brian. We eventually got Brian to church.
And the Beatitudes really spoke to me as well, because brokenness was a big part of that message. And I always remember my time being broken and finally realizing when I needed Jesus. One of the most important things I've learned in my walk with God is just how divisive the enemy is. Luckily, God sent his only son to tell us that there is a better way. It is through the spread of the eternal truth and grace through kingdom building. Brittany and I could not appreciate this more until we started serving. Brittany and I dove right into First Step and Next Step, and I got to see firsthand how Pastor Donnie, as a Christian man, led his family in their spirituality. And so I felt like I needed to do that. I always looked at the Peter story of after Christ's resurrection, Peter seeing him on the shore, diving into the water without regard to his life and swimming to Christ. I always regarded that as a baptism story. So, I decided to affirm my faith in the Lord through water baptism, and I asked Brittany to join me. I was extremely nervous. This wise old African man told me, though, that's the enemy trying to put doubt in my heart, and that I will crush it and overcome it by declaring publicly that Christ is my King and Savior. That is why I would like to urge everyone to start getting involved, join a group, or get connected with other believers. Yeah, I mean, just take a step in any direction. As long as it's towards God, you'll get there. Remember, everything that you need, He has already provided. We just need to decide in our hearts what's really important.